Hey guys, just a quick one. Welcome back to the channel. Just want to talk a little bit about this eclipse stuff. Sorry, I didn't post a new moon video. I did make one. Had it all ready to post, but decided against it just because I need to change up a few things. And you know what? This eclipse energy sort of describes that quite well, actually. But I just want to give a heads up. So you'll probably be feeling now the eclipse stuff kicking in. Um, Maybe that's just based upon my experience, but um, I can see it in the astrological, dynamics as well. So you can't, it's probably not just me. Um, So what we've got here, so I would draw your attention. We see, so we had obviously the new moon in Aquarius. That's why we've got all these planets here. So what we have though is Rahu um, joined the sun, of course, because the sun and the moon were there at um, on February the 17th, which was the day of the new moon, Wednesday. Of course, so it's a solar eclipse. Okay, it's a Rahu solar eclipse. So Rahu was there with the luminaries. Um, and here we have Sun getting closer. Now, Sun was about 4 degrees of Aquarius. Now it's 8 degrees. So Sun is getting closer to Rahu, and Rahu, of course, working backwards through Aquarius, getting closer to Sun. So, you know, and um, yeah, so what's interesting is that Ketu is in Leo. So Ketu is in the Rashi, in the sign that the sun rules, but then Rahu is here, conjunct the Lord of Leo. So this gives uh, interesting effects. So of course Rahu here is really eager to eat up all of these planets and consume these energies and fire up these samskaras and samskaras the karmic tendencies that we have. But then you've got Ketu here in Leo, which is like, hold on a moment, you don't want to go too far, this Ketu being that selective energy that will, you know, um, cool things down. And, Ketu is very particular. Okay. So we have Rahu going full throttle, with this Venus, Sun, and Mercury stuff, trying to push it forward. And then Ketu's holding back here. So, I mean, Ketu's forced into Rahu's agenda because Rahu uh, is conjunct Ketu's Lord. So, but Rahu has to put up with Ketu because it's in Leo. So, no matter how much Rahu pushes the sun and pushes those energies out, Ketu's going to be there like a stick in the mud. So, you really want to see this dynamic in terms of the way it's playing out in the bhavas, in the houses. So you want to have according to your ascendant sign, you want to see, how um, sun is. I don't know how to use the right words. How you want to see how sun operates for you as an ascendant sign, and uh, the things that sun rules for you, as your ascendant sign, because it's going to be different for each ascendant. So, and that will show you, what's being what's being affected here, and this will show the nature of the eclipse energy that's happening. So yeah, and so for me, Rahu here is eating up Venus, which is my fifth lord, and then Sun, which is the third lord, which means Venus is in my creativity and self-expression, and Sun is the Sun is also a creative planet to do with making and taking action and forming and constructing something, fashioning something, even if it's just through our intellect. It's more a sort of technical energy. So obviously, there's this desire, and there's this desire around uh, creativity here. But then Ketu's here, and Ketu's there, and which just means that um, like so I'm a Gemini ascendant. For Gemini ascendants, probably not gonna be making too much stuff with Ketu there in Leo. Rahu, of course, is gonna Rahu, of course, is really engaged with learning and really interested in all of the teachings, books, any kind of learning material, high atomic knowledge, secret knowledge, consume all that, fire all of those karmas up. But producing anything, not much, Ketu is here very selective, and there is not much going on, with the with making stuff and constructing stuff. So that's part of how I'm experiencing this eclipse. But I also have in my birth chart, I have Ketu in the fifth house in Libra. Okay, so it's interesting now because Rahu's here joined these two energies, trying to progress them. And Ketu has to play ball. That's what's interesting. Ketu has to play ball, and that's how I'm feeling it at the moment, where Ketu is having to negotiate with Rahu in terms of in terms of how things play out. So it's obviously, Ketu doesn't stop anything. So Ketu going into whatever bhava, it doesn't stop anything. It doesn't eliminate anything. It doesn't mean there's no activity. It just means that, well, certainly there's less activity. It just means that there's a lot of, it can cause the individual to contemplate and consider, before they take action, before they do something. And so, it's sort of a very cautious energy. In my experience, Ketu is also that energy that it will clear out. It will clear out the bhava, okay, and it will try and make things more simple. It will take out any ego around that. It will just hate that. It will eliminate that. It will just make things very simple, very straightforward. Less is more. So that's the kind of energy we're heading towards, because we're going to have that lunar eclipse in Leo. So yeah. I noticed also Rahu's pulling Venus and Sun into the Shatabisha energy. So there should be this sort of this energy of healing Venus and Sun, and even healing Rahu itself. So see if you can feel that energy and tap into that. And obviously um, that's going to affect all of these. It just shows Rahu having control over these couple of planets in particular. Um, so yeah,